the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it!
Yes, welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. It is an absolute beautiful day in Liverpool city centre. I've just been on a nice walk around the docks, a little something to eat in the Baltic Bakehouse, but now it's time to really get down to business, the real stuff. Make sure you're supporting the channel. Hate asking, but I have to. Please, just like it. Just like the video. Remember to comment with your thoughts on Kone, Kounde, and Benjamin Pavard as well. Also Van der Ven. We're looking at him as well, the big German centre-back. So make sure that you are, please, pressing that like button, commenting and subscribing to the Kop TV if you haven't already. Please, I hate to get the boring bits out of the way, but they're there now. Massive shout out to Romy. 6 a.m. right now in Virginia, getting ready for work. How is it going? It's going well, my friend. Even better if Liverpool get their transfer targets, which we'll be speaking about now. As always, it goes without saying, but Jen is always watching the show, is always sending in super chats, is always supporting in any way she can. So be more like Jen. All right. Down here. There's Jen. Right, let's get into this one then. It looks like Jorg Schmadtke is a bit of a shark already, because a couple of days ago we were hearing around 60, 70 for Kone. It's now around the 40 mark, right? And then obviously we spoke yesterday about Thuram as well. He's looking like a 30-ish kind of player. So I saw something on Twitter just recently that basically said how much of a shark he is. Which again is a good thing. He's trying to get the prices down. Trying to find that tweet. It's kind of gone now. But it almost seems like straight away the sporting director is doing what he's meant to do, speaking to players that he knows. And I think, look, obviously we're going to be linked to a lot of German players. Schmadtke is an expert in German football. He's obviously worked with Klopp before. He's actually played as a footballer in goal and up front in the same game before, Jorg Schmadtke. So we like him already. I saw something about he threw his chewing gum at a manager a couple of years ago, and then to say sorry, he bought him a new pack of chewing gum. It's a bit shithousery, but I don't mind it. And you need to be a shark in these situations to get the deal over the line and to get the best price. We're not looking to get bumped by any of these clubs that we're looking to buy from. So I reckon between McAllister, Thuram and Kone, you're probably looking at around the 130 to 50 mark for all three of them. And then, of course, as well, we've been linked with Kounde and Pavard, both players who can play centre-back and right-back as well. But there you go. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's get into the comments before I really dig deep into the Kounde and Pavard chat as well. Oh, look at that. Just like out of nowhere. Jen, what a star. Thank you so much for the super chat. Don't forget, as you guys know already, I do read out as many comments as I can on these streams. Pretty much 90% of them. However, if you want yours put to the front of the queue, if you want it to be read out for sure, then do send in a super chat because I have to read them out. All right. So massive shout out to Jen. As always, Captain Sal asking, can we get them all? Press the like button, comment and subscribe. See, Esther. Esther's a Kop TV general as well. She's been around for a while on here. We need a 6 and at least 8. Well, I think Thuram would answer that question as well as Kone as well. Let's have a look. All the players linked aren't homegrown though. And again, what were your opinions on, first of all, Liverpool being linked to Mason Mount? But second of all, it looks like he's definitely going to Manchester United. Personal terms agreed for him. I wouldn't have paid anywhere kind of more north than 40 for Mason Mount, but because of the English tax, because of the Premier League experience, it's looking like he's going to be around 80, which for me, that's not for me. Not for me, guys. I'm quite glad that rumor has now gone away. Big Jorg is doing it. I like this Jorg guy already. People are liking him. Liverpool do want Pavard as well. Morning, says Tyrell Gunner TV. Big up to you. I was kind of excited by the Kone and Thuram news, but now different players are being linked. A bit of a PR drum being beat. It's like seeing a car for sale and ringing up and inquiring about the price. It's a good point. Excited to see if we can get these deals done, says Jen. And again, that looks like it is done. Personal terms agreed. Chelsea fans saying goodbye to Mason Mount on social media, stuff like that. He is going to United. And a massive shout out to Sam Unwin, who wants a Gus update. The update is we've just taken him for a walk. He had a nice dinner last night. He had a few sausages left over from dinner. But there was a bit of a weird mark on the bed last night, so I think he might have been sick a little bit. So he's asleep now. So there is your Gus update. I hope that was worth the £2. Shout out to you, Sam UG. Yeah, and again, no one wanted Mason Mount at any cost, let alone 30 or 40. And we do love Gus. Of course we do. Didn't Kobe play for Everton? No, that was a different one. He was a striker. This one is a midfielder and a lot younger. That was 10 years ago. Shout out to Stephen. Glad Mason Mount is going to United. We'll get better players. And Crick D says, I heard Bellingham is going for knee surgery. How would you be feeling if we did sign him and told we wouldn't see him till September? Listen, we mentioned it yesterday on the show. It's not something ever to celebrate, no matter who you support. But if it is true that Jude Bellingham is going in for knee surgery at the age of 19, I saw a picture of him yesterday wearing a knee brace. Then, guys, that can't be good. It can't be good for him, obviously, but for any club trying to buy him. I mean, knee surgery at 19, it's not what you want to be hearing. I'm probably going to have knee surgery, but not until, touch wood, a long time away. So to be in that bracket at 19, it's not a good sign, man. I hope he gets that sorted. Gus, what a star, what a man he is, what a man, to be fair. Shout out to Stephen, who's a new subscriber. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure as well that you're turning that notification bell on as well, Stevie boy. So you can get all the videos coming straight to you. You can be the first guy to see them if you like. Glad United have been fleeced. Let's focus on Kone, Thuram and Pavard. Let's have a little look at Kounde, right? Because as you guys will remember, in the summer of lockdown, summer 2020, Kounde was at Sevilla. And he was linked with Liverpool. I remember doing on the radar back in 2020 about him. And he went to Barcelona. You can't ever really have a go at a player for doing that. But I just wanted to show you a little bit more about him. Still a really good age, people. 24, centre-back, but as we know, can play at right-back as well. I saw him play right-back with my own eyes for France in the World Cup in Qatar. 19 caps for France now. 28 La Liga appearances, a really good disciplinary record. He's averaging 1 yellow card every 14 games, which for a defender is really impressive, I think. Most of the time he's in the starting 11. Most of the time he'll get at least 70 minutes. And there you go. He scored 1 goal and 3 assists for a defender, which isn't bad at all. But as we know here, centre-back and a right-back. Now, the Pavard links, the Kounde links, they all link back to the same question, which is if we do go in for a centre-back that can play at right-back, looking for that versatility, then what happens to Trent? Does he go straight into midfield alongside maybe McAllister, Thuram, Kone? We've obviously got Curtis Jones, we've got Bajcetic, we've got Thiago still as well. But it all leads back to the question of, well, what are we going to do with Trent? Is that, listen, as we know, Calvin Ramsey and Connor Bradley are still there, but are we looking to bolster our options going into that Europa League with a real top-class right-back? As you can see here, he went to Sevilla. Let's have a look. He was at Bordeaux 2018, 2019 at Bordeaux, signs for Sevilla in 2019. And I remember us talking about him, as I said, in 2020 in the summer. He had a really good spell at Sevilla, which has obviously got him a massive move at the age of 22-ish. But there you go, at 20, he joined Sevilla for 25 mil. And then really, as you can see here, his value just skyrockets almost, and it's kind of stayed at 60 million at the minute. So I heard the other day, as many of you did as well, that it was around about the £50 million mark that Liverpool were interested in him. But let me know in the comments, how does he fare in terms of transfers? Would you want to pay that much for him? Again, really good age, a France International World Cup and as well can play centre back and right back. 24 years old, and his current contract is only a year old. Really, it runs out in 2027. So Barcelona will be looking to get the absolute maximum out of him if they do let him go. That is. You're welcome, Stephen. Straight to the best LFC channel. Shout out to you, Jen. And this is the question that I'm asking you guys. Trent, as we know, will drift in to midfield, but if we're buying a real heavy-duty right back like a Kounde or a Pavard, then you are looking at maybe a different role for Trent entirely next season. We are getting linked to a lot of French players at the minute as well. Matt, Kone and Thuram buzzing, says Sammy A. Fabrizio said we want 3 mids, a centre-back and maybe a full-back that can cover Trent. So there you're looking at 5 names coming in. Yesterday we spoke about it being Thuram, McAllister and Kone. And then also it would be one of, I believe, Pavard or Kounde to be that centre-back that can just rock out into right back as well. Maybe go there when Trent's going in the midfield and maybe change the whole formation. Maybe it could be a 3-5-2, you know, where you're looking at maybe a Thuram or a Trent in midfield, but then you've got kind of Konate in the furthest right position of a back 3. So again, there's so much to think about. There's so many different options, and with the Europa League, we definitely need to build and take that squad to the next level. Let's see what Pavard is saying. Now, this is a name, guys, that you'll remember from the 2018 World Cup. Again, a World Cup winner with France, scored a really, really important goal. Shout out to my bro Jans for goal there. But a really beautiful and important goal in the World Cup. 27. I thought he was older. I can't lie to you. I thought he was older. I did believe that he was around the 29 age mark, but again, since 2018, it's not really happened for him. If we go down here, the market value has really gone up and down. And at this point, 2016, again, signs for, well, he was at Stuttgart during the World Cup, has a really good World Cup. And then the next year signs for 35 mil for Bayern Munich at the age of 23. But as you can see, price goes down to 28, back up to 45. And then it kind of plateaus around the 35 to 30 mark. So, yeah, 47 caps for France in what, 6 years? I guess it could have been more than that. He didn't really play at all in the World Cup just past. Again, like I said, it was Kounde at right back most of the time. But again, another player here, and this is the key for Liverpool. They're looking at players that can do a bit of everything. Shout out to Magic Mike Live there. And play at centre-back, and right back. 27 years old, so 3 years on from Kounde. But his contract does run out in a year from now. So is he the better option to go in for? And how would you feel if he came into the Liverpool squad to bolster it? As you can see, his trophies here, massively successful with Bayern Munich, won the Champions League in 2020 in lockdown, World Cup, Champions League, Super Cup, German champion, and the Super Cup and the Club World Cup there as well. So has massive experience for someone who, again, has been around for some time now. Good height, and can play across the back line as well. So if you had to pick, this is my key question to you guys now. If you had to pick between Pavard and Kounde, who would you go with? Very interested to see what you say. We have inquired for Pavard. Anything happened from Lavia to Southampton? I don't know if you watched the last game of the season, Jen, but I don't want him after that horrific gift that he gave to Jota for us to be 1-0 up in that game. Still a great player there, and I think someone will come in for him. But if you're asking me now who I'd prefer, I think it would be Kone and Thuram. And Stephen Hudson says, are we convinced FSG are going to open that dusty checkbook? Bro, they have to. If you're adding up what we're spending, I reckon it's going to be around 200 mil, which again, isn't the most, it's not the least. Considering what United will spend, what Chelsea, what Newcastle might be able to spend, I think Arsenal will probably be able to spend around about the same as Liverpool, which I would say is the 150 to 200 million pound mark. But if you add it up, and obviously we're still going to get rid of some players that could bring in a potential of what, 20 mil, 25 mil tops in terms of Nat Phillips. If we look to move on Joe Gomez, I think that would just be about it, unless Kelleher goes, which, you know, you can expect 2025 for him. But all the other guys that have left, the 4 big names that we've all been, you know, eulogizing for the last 2 weeks, we haven't got a penny for them. So if we are going to spend 175 mil, adding in the money that you can get for a Nat Phillips, Kelleher if he leaves, I'm trying to think of any more that are going to leave that we could actually command a fee for, but I don't think there is any. So I reckon it's going to be around 150 to 200 mil that Liverpool spend. FSG, if they don't spend that this summer, there will be riots. Like there will be riots in the city, if that, in the red side anyway, if they don't finally get that checkbook out and make some signings like we know that they need to do. So yeah, the inquiries have come in for Pavard. They've come in for Kounde as well. And Manu Kone, we're hearing, could be around 30 to 40 million. That's what Gladbach would be open to receiving for him. Let's have another look at his stats that we looked at a little bit yesterday. Manu Kone, an absolute dog in midfield. He chases everyone around. Again, picks up yellow cards, as you can see here, 12 in 30. But I think Fabinho got 11 himself last season, scores 1 goal, 1 assist, no red cards, but 12 in 30 games. 88% of the time he starts in the team and 86% of the minutes he has played as well. Let's see what is so rare is saying. I have no information there, but this is him. Again, number 17, plays in central kind of defensive midfield and is an absolute workhorse. Here we go, defending or attacking or central midfield, which to me says he is the box-to-box midfielder that I think that we've been missing since we had a Gini Wijnaldum. Now, obviously, last night didn't go well for Gini. Lost on penalties in the final. I was gutted for him because I love him as a player and as a person. I'm really sad it didn't work out for him at PSG. He's now at Roma, coming on as a sub. What's going to happen with Gini? I actually saw a video yesterday that reminded me of this fact, right? Name a player that's left Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp and has gone on to do really good things. I'm trying to think. At the minute, I don't know if there is one, really. I mean, technically, Coutinho went on to win the Champions League, but that was a bit of a myth anyway. But as we can see, still tall. All these players that we're looking at are tall, if I'm honest. Coming up for corners next season, I wouldn't want to be defending a corner, turning around, seeing Konate, Van Dijk, Gakpo, Thuram's 6'4" as well, by the way, and the rest of the lads that we've got. Nunes is obviously very tall. So aerially, Liverpool should be a big threat last season, even more so than they have been in recent years, which has still been a lot. But as you can see, it's kind of risen nice and slowly, which is almost what you want instead of just a really sharp rise. You'd like players to kind of ease into their careers here. 2020 was at Toulouse, only 18, gets the move to Borussia Mönchengladbach for 15 mil, only December 2021, goes to 18 mil at 21, 25, and now he's valued at around 30. Now, again, as I just mentioned, you could potentially see Liverpool paying up to 40 for him from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He still has 2 years to go on his current contract. And again, is a French international, just like Kounde as well and Thuram as well. 7 caps for France under 21 team. Hasn't quite made it into the first team yet. Here's his injury problems, muscular problems he's currently suffering with, return unknown. Most of them say that at the end of the season, to be honest, about it being unknown. But yeah, excellent kind of start to this transfer window potentially for Liverpool. If we can get Kone as well as Thuram, as well as McAllister and a centre-back / right-back, I think we'll have done a really, really good job this summer window. So let me know if you agree or disagree with that one. Pavard said he doesn't want to leave Bayern. Pavard said he does want to leave Bayern. Doesn't want to extend the deal. Pavard for Allier, Kounde for Josh Moore, Kounde for Captain Sal, Kounde for Sammy A. Kounde doesn't want to play right back, says MB17. Wages are there as well, as we know, considering the likes of Cato, I think, was on 130 odd. Milner was around about 100. I think it was slightly less in his last season. Bobby Firmino probably on 120. And the Ox was probably on 100 as well. So you're freeing up a good 500,000 a week wages that you can dish out to these lads that are coming through the door. Offer Carvalho to Leipzig for 10 million with a buyback clause and see if we can get Vardiol for 65 mil. We need a centre-back. I would say we need a centre-back, but, and here's my question back to you, Crick, would you rather a centre-back that can play right-back, so you've got that option, rather than just going in for someone like Vardiol, who is a straight-up centre-back? And that is a lot of money. That would be pretty much half the budget spent. So it'd be interesting to get all of your thoughts on that. How do you feel about, instead of just buying a centre-back, buying a player that can do a bit of both, instead of just, covering at centre-back? Matip, again, could get some money through the door, but I would keep him. As we know, FSG do have to spend. Yeah, this is a laugh. There's no way, ever, that Liverpool were going to pay this money for Mason Mount. There's just no chance. So Man United, if they want to go and spend 80 mil on Mason Mount, be my guest, mate, because that is going to be another flop. I'm telling you now. Do you think Liverpool should sign Buju Banton? You madman. Stanlito, no me jodas. Afuera. Go away, Stan. He actually designed the thumbnail for this. He's a very talented player. Alex sounds Spanish when he pronounces these players' names. Kounde is just how you say this name. I listen to Nico a lot on DR Sport, and he say Kounde, Joel Kounde. So I say this, no problem. Emre Can Jan. Do you know how you actually pronounce this? Jan. Emre Can. It's not Can, Chan, Jan. Turkish. Emre Can wasn't too bad. Yeah, he wasn't. But are you telling me that he's gone on to achieve more than, as opposed to if he stayed at Liverpool? I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. There won't be riots. Too many tourists have the season tickets now. Honestly, I know people who have been recorded for starting songs by more, heavy that, When Mario, for instance, if I'm sitting next to Mario at Anfield and he's belting his lungs out singing a song, you've got to join in. You can't just laugh at him and try and embarrass him. Like, come on, man. It's got to be better next season. Why are we waiting around 10? Be disappointed. I don't care what FSG do. Now I want them gone. You never walk alone, says Douglas James. Massive shout out to Penciled Ink as well. By the way, 100 of you in here. We're going to be going for around 10 more minutes, but make sure that you are pressing that like button. If you are enjoying the show, just like Penciled Ink, press the like button. It doesn't cost you a thing. And remember, you need to subscribe if you have not already. How to sign up for a membership? Don't worry, Stephen. If you send in the odd super chat now and again, that would be very, very much appreciated, my friend. Klopp tends to get the best out of his players after they've worked with him, and then after that, I can't really name you one that's really gone on to lift up trees, if I'm honest. Hit the like button, people. As Stan says, big up to man like Stan the man. We have to spend on good players like the players we have been linked with, not average like we usually do. Vardiol to City is much more likely. I mean, how many centre-backs can they buy for over 50 mil that can play across the whole line? I'm hearing Laporte wants to go Barcelona. So with John Stones, who can play at centre-back, Ruben Diaz, Ake, Akanji as well, who's had a really good introductory season, I believe. Vardiol to City, it would just make them stronger. It would just make them stronger, and they're so strong already. What makes us different from rival fans bases? Songs, traditions, history. Oh, it's a good question. I would say success. We are the most successful team in the country. The songs, and again, you're on the Kop TV, so you're going to get a biased answer, aren't you? If there's any fans that aren't Liverpool fans watching this right now, you might disagree. But for me, the songs that we have, the traditions that we have, for instance, when you're sitting in the Kop, and as many people here in this show right now would have done, when the goalkeeper for the opposite team comes out to defend the Kop for the second half, we clap him. We literally clap the opposition goalkeeper to the goal. So I haven't seen it happen for like one of our matches. Definitely Jordan Pickford definitely would not get that, and I've been there when it happened and he didn't. But I remember Aaron Ramsdale getting a massive round of applause when he kind of came to defend the Kop and he clapped the Kop back. That's the little things like that, traditions that go a long way in ensuring that your club is doing the right things. And I think the songs, we've got the songs on lock, as you know. If anything, the players, the best songs that we have, we can't sing anymore because the players are gone. The Bobby song, the Torres song, the Suarez song, the Gini Wijnaldum song. I love them all, but we've got to get new songs. That's one of the main things that we need to do this season as a fan base. I need to see songs for Gakpo that everyone knows the words to. I need Luis Diaz songs. I know there are songs out there that exist, but to the point of the Bobby, to the point of the Diogo Jota song, I want to see loads more songs next season coming from the Kop. But it's a great question. Big up to Tim. Again, shout out to ex-Liverpool player Suso. You guys remember him from the Brendan Rodgers era. I remember when he started at Anfield against Man United. We lost that game 2-1, but I always thought Suso would go on to do better things at Liverpool. I really did. But listen, congrats to him. They won the Europa League last night, which means that they're going to start in the Champions League, Sevilla. But they could end up in the Europa League again, and they do not lose. They've won 7 of the Europa Leagues now. So you got to give them massive respect. The way that they come from behind, they score very good goals as well. They've got some good players. But if I'm really honest with you, that game last night was horrible to watch. Started at 9 o'clock in Hungary, finished the next month because yesterday was May, today is June. So it took 2 months to finish that final last night, and it was horrible to watch. Mourinho calling Anthony Taylor a disgrace after. Mate, your tactics were a disgrace. Your team acted like disgraces, rolling around, diving, kicking. Wasn't what you want to see. But again, you've got to do what you got to do to win. And Sevilla did that last night for sure. Sky Sports just posted Man United expected to formally approach for Mason Mount. Let's all laugh. Remember to smash that like button as well. Big talks and rumours, says Rohan. At the end of the day, we'll end up signing 1 or 2 midfielders, maybe McAllister. I'm loving the United meltdown on their fan channels about them getting Mount. Yeah, they're overpaying massively for that as well. Leipzig want Carvalho as revealed. The mystery club who wants him. So why don't we give Fabio and a buyback clause and 60 mil for Vardiol? Yeah, it's a good. Whether it happens or not is a different thing, but logistically, it does make sense. I like the idea, Dennis. I like the idea. I just don't think in this market Liverpool would spend 70 mil plus add-ons, etc. for Vardiol when you can get. And this isn't me. If you're asking me personally, I get Vardiol. But if you're asking what Liverpool and FSG would do, I think they go in for a Kounde or a Pavard instead of spending that money on Vardiol, because, as I mentioned, Pavard and Kounde can play it right back as well, which, again, as we know, is a position that we need cover for, with Trent pushing up into that midfield as well. So it's a good idea. My thoughts are that is a good idea, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Leipzig and Carvalho thing as well. I mean, where does he want to go? That's the main question, really, isn't it? Also, I wanted to chat to you about Van de Ven, Mickey Van de Ven. What a name this is, by the way. You might have seen him go viral very recently because he sprinted back to make a goal line clearance. And it's one of the quickest players I've ever seen. And guess what, guys? He supports Liverpool as well. I've seen pictures of him at Liverpool games. Playing for Wolfsburg, 22 years old, 193 centimeters tall. It's around about my height, about 6'4". Plays for the Netherlands, under 21. I mean, if that is not a Dutch name, then I do not know what is. Mickey van der Ven. What a name. Oh, Mickey. Yeah, definitely songs there for him if we need. Number 5, plays for Wolfsburg. As I said, you might have seen him recently run down and stop a definite goal. There he is, right? Empire of the Kop. Shout out to them. This is him. I think he was at Anfield doing a tour or something like that. But as you can see here, this is him in a Liverpool shirt. Past image suggests Mickey van der Ven shouldn't take too much convincing from Liverpool. Because, as Anfield Talk says there, he is a red. It would cost around about 40 million for the centre-back. But if you are going for him, why not go for a Vardiol if you want to take it to that next level for, 25 mil more? But again, can you see a situation where the club spend 40 on Kone, 40 on Thuram, which is 80, 60 on McAllister, which is 140? Can you see us spending another 40 on him plus a Pavard Kounde? It's not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. 100% won't happen. So although we're being linked to the likes of Kounde Pavard, Mickey van der Ven, I can't see us getting names. I can see us getting 3 midfielders, but in terms of defenders, I can't see us getting more than 1. But as you've seen there, he's a red, so it shouldn't take too much convincing for him to join Liverpool. Big Toes, Kop TV, got a foot fetish. Okay, that's just a bit weird, mate. I'm size 10. A bit strange. Darwin Nunez cannot play left wing. Diaz Jota is a left wing, not Darwin Nunez. What is the budget? Says Steve Balls. Shout out to you. As I said earlier, I think it's 150 to 200 is what I'm going with in terms of budget available to spend on players. Van der Ven is weak in the air, but Klopp can fix that. You know this is going to happen, especially the day and age. If he makes a mistake, rival will call him Vicky Mandermouse. They can do that if they want. Last season, City bid for Vardiol, but got rejected. Since then, all of their centre-backs are in top 4, and I personally want Vardiol in our team in exchange for Carvalho plus cash. Interesting opinion from Vishwan Deep, shout out to you. Inacio is better than Van der Ven. That's who I'd prefer. But if we get Van der Ven, I won't complain. Says Zane, shout out to you. Mark Simon says Kone, Thuram, and forget McAllister. Overpriced. And a centre back, right back, 4 players, and we're done. Interesting. As always, expensive players are not always guaranteed successes. Example, Harry Maguire. I also heard today that they're looking to pay him 10 mil to leave. Like, that has got to be the worst transfer deal of all time, guys. Surely. Unbelievable. Vicky van der Ven is a monster. His pace is an absolute joke. Absolute joke. And apparently he's held a few FaceTimes with Schmadtke, the sporting director. And again, he must know a lot about him. And if he's a Liverpool fan, it would be his dream to sign for them anyway. We should be spending 200 mil. To be honest, we need to start acting like the 3rd highest revenue-making club in the world, says Malik. It is a bit of a hilarious episode. I've known this lad a long time. He can also play left back in the new system. Definitely, says Cheese 6 hit 999. Shout out to you. What a strange name. Vardy on his dad's a massive Liverpool fan. Shout out to Crick D. And don't compare Maguire with Vardy. Obviously not. Don't worry. Massive shout out to the main man. Jungle is massive. Caught you late. Have a great day, everyone. Get out in the sun. That's what I'm going to be doing in 2 minutes from now when we wrap up. So if you've got any more questions, please get them in. This is, of course, On the Radar. Your regular, I won't say daily, but whenever there is news, we will be online. On the Radar is the show that we do throughout the summer. I can film it with myself. I can film it with Mario. We can film it on the rooftop. We can film it outside Anfield. We can film it in the studio. Whatever you guys want to see. Would you like to see On the Radar, this show, this transfer show with more people? Would you like to see it outside in the sun? Would you like to see it live like it currently is? If we do it outside, it probably won't. Well, it won't be live. It will be pre-recorded. And I know you guys obviously like to interact with me on the comments. So let me know what you want to see. Whatever you want to do, we'll do it. It's not, although it's my channel and we have amazing contributors like Doyle and Mario, Rory, whatever you want to see happen, we'll do it if we can. So make sure that you let me know. Do you want to see this show not live? Do you want to see it with Mario? Do you want to see it on the rooftop here at the flat? Let me know. I'm more than happy to do it live because it means that I can obviously interact with you guys in the comments and you can ask questions like this. Big up AGT, sorry I'm late. How are you? Big up to Yuvraj, top man. Shout out to Frank Carlisle, as always. Alex, with all these links for players, I just hope we're not too disappointed if we only sign 2 of them come the summer. So I'll just wait for those signatures on the dotted lines. Yeah, I mean, Frank is suffering from what we all suffer from, and that is a lack of belief. We want to believe that FSG are going to go out and spend 200 million. We want to believe that we're going to get 3 midfielders. We want to believe that we're going to get a centre-back, a backup right back. And I'm with you, Frank. I want all of that as well. But again, knowing how FSG are, we need to also, manage our expectations. So sometimes, without even getting involved too much in the rumours, you just don't want to even believe any of them until, again, like Frank says, until they are signed on the dotted line. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been so many years of negligence, really, when it comes to spending money. at Liverpool. So we can hope, of course we can hope, but we want to see players holding up shirts. We want to see dotted lines, and we want to see them quickly rather than later as well. Shout out to you, Frank. Everyone wants to see live so far. Tom wants live videos. Jen wants live. Tom wants me to do these videos in a swimming pool. I don't have one, unfortunately, but if you want to buy me a paddling pool, I'm sure we can arrange something, my friend. Thank you very much, Badia O'Neill, mate. You're doing a great job. Shout out to you. Thank you, Esther, as always. Did you enjoy being on the Red Men last Thursday? I did, mate. Yeah. Massive shout out to you, Gavin. It was excellent. I mean, really good lads, really good chat. Really nice to meet Lizzie, Evo. Steve's a good lad. As we know, Paul's a great lad. And I'm really happy that, you know, moving to Liverpool has allowed me to have these opportunities where I can go on the Red Men. They're also obviously going to come on the Kop TV very shortly as well in the next couple of weeks or month. During the transfer window, we'll get Paul and Steve on. So yeah, massively enjoyed it, mate. It's always a pleasure going there. And again, moving to Liverpool, you got to tip your hat to the podcasters, the fan channels that were here before me for many years. And yeah, always big respect, and I love being on there, man. So make sure you keep an eye out for more. Come on, peeps, hit the like button. Please do what Redbird says. I've only got 2 more minutes with you guys. This is an interesting comment from Josiah. I'd love to see you get Tegan on, teach her a bit more about the greatest club in the world. Do you know what? That's not even a bad shout. I was thinking to do something like a Kop TV go-karting day and getting Tegan involved in that. Tegan's been in a couple of Kop TV videos in the past. That's a good shout, man. I would also be on that as well. AGT, Ruby, James, Mario, James Redmond show. Yeah, we can do that in the summer as well. Are you going around for LFC tour? Bro, I've done like 3 tours in the last 6 months at Anfield. I'm kind of all right for a minute. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. It has to be live, says Frank. If it says it's live, it's got to be live if Frank says so. And I agree, to be fair. The live videos do get more views. But I just want to be able to give you like a live outside or you know, obviously we do lives from the studio when we do Hot Topics, but currently I'm in my bedroom. But you know, at the end of the day, I still would be keen to do something live outside. Shout out to Zane, who's watched me on Redmen TV as well there. And we are a sell to buy club, says Sammy A. Let's see what happens. Not happy about FSG or Jean Henry there, Sammy A. You are my favorite Liverpool channel. You are doing a great job, mate. Thank you. AGT simply the best. You're flattering me, guys. I'm not the best, I'm just trying, but massive shout out to you guys for believing that. Definitely helps me. 1 Kop TV, 2 Kopish, 3 Redmen TV. Hopefully do a collab with Kopish as well, man. I can't, you know, I think it's Pep Linder's an issue with him. And Kovacic's to Man City. Yeah, 28 years old. I thought he was older. Thank you for your time and effort to do this thing. Thank you, Tim. Shout out to you. Karting with Redmond, Mario, and Ruby would be fun. Ruby did do a great job interviewing the lads for Sonos. I was really impressed by that. And McAllister will be a Scouser, hopefully before June the 10th. Turam, Kone, and 1 centre-back. And we will be back, hopefully, says CD. Right, I have to go, people. It's been a pleasure giving you the news today. 40 million for Kone. Looks like that will happen if Borussia Mönchengladbach allow it. They're offering us the deal of around 35 to 40 to get that deal over the line. And of course, Kounde or Pavard, both can play centre back, both can play at right back. Kounde at 24, Pavard slightly older at 27. Who do you prefer? Or do you just want a whole new centre back altogether? So yeah, thank you for the love on the stream, guys, and I will be back when there's more news to give you. But until then, smash that like button. As always, it's just not a negotiable. You have to do that if you're watching the video, and then subscribe if you have not already, as we go into what promises to be a very exciting up and down, back and forth summer here in the city of Liverpool at the football club, and of course on the Kop TV. This has been On the Radar with myself, AGT. Take care.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.